Sony has created a system within the television software called the CI Dashboard. So with a simple set of button presses, and maybe we'll put up a chyron here where you'll have some graphics where it'll pop up real fast. It'll give you the instructions. But if you're looking at the Sony remote, you're going to press the input button, you're going to press mute once, and you're going to press mute again and hold it. So input, mute, mute. And then you get the CI dashboard. So easy, anybody could do it, clearly. Wow. In seriousness, though, this is a cheat sheet for the menus of the TVs that we get asked about at all the time. Hey, how do I turn off Chromecast? You know, what do I do to have the TV always boot up to a specific input? You know what? I don't want the client to have software updates. I just want the display to do what I want it to do all the time, and I don't want to have it be a hassle. The CI dashboard gives you the ability to unlock some of those features. So one of the new things for 2024 is the fact that you can do all of this through a mobile device. So if you have the Bravia Connect App, you can actually manage the settings through the app as long as the TV's on the network, but we're going to use the display here to navigate that. We can go here, navigate things like what you want the TV to do as far as picture setup, or maybe the content that you're looking at all the time. Maybe you're using this in a conference room setting, or you're using a PC as the source. You can enable or disable the speakers in the TV, things that are broadcasting to the network like Apple AirPlay or Google Cast. Maybe that's traffic that you don't necessarily want to have, or you want to make sure that, you know, this is an Apple household, we don't want to use Chromecast, so you can actually go in here and disable some of these features so that your clients would be forced to, or the people in the home would be forced to use AirPlay if they wanted to cast, so they can stay within their ecosystem. You can go through here and manage a few things like whether you want the banner to pop up on the display or not. Again, a lot of times you don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't need to know that I'm on HDMI 4. I just want the television to turn on and make that work. So you can hide some of those displays here. For our control system and integration partners out there, you can enable or disable simple device discovery protocol, or SDDP for Control 4, right here in the menu. Of course, you can enable or disable IP control, simple IP. You can actually configure how you want to authenticate with the control system, so you make sure you've got that secure connection. Crestron connected, again, this is an APK, this is a module that you download to the TV, and you'll be able to pull in software or what have you related to being a native Crestron device, essentially. So if you're a Crestron programmer, you want to be able to turn the display on and off and switch inputs and stuff through Crestron, load that module on the display, and essentially the TV becomes a Crestron device. Pretty cool product, a pretty cool feature, and again, pretty handy for our control partners out there and guys that are trying to do this stuff. So as we scroll through here, again, the biggest things I think for most integrators out there, I want the display to turn on, I want the TV to go to a specific input every time. So the easiest way to do here is go to initial input source. We can say that, hey, I want to go to HDMI 3 every time because that's where my Apple TV is plugged in, my soundbar, what have you. That's my eARC input, best quality signal possible. And maybe I want to do, what do we want? We want to make sure we got serial control on. And that's basically it. Maybe we can want to hide some of the other inputs here. So if we go here and look at hide inputs, we can make sure that none of the other inputs even show up. So when the display turns on, it'll boot up to HDMI 3 when we power it on. And any other configuration settings that I've made will change as soon as I press apply settings. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to ask me yes. You know, do you want to make these settings apply? Go OK. And the little orange dot here is if we've made any configuration settings where the orange icon is on the screen, it's just going to tell you that the TV is going to reboot. So we're going to go ahead and apply those settings. And because we changed the Chromecast setting, the TV is actually going to go through a power cycle.